Okay, the floor is yours.
Hey, everybody, welcome to episode number 12 of Burn It Down NASCAR podcast for the second most boring race of the season
I
for a
was
short track.
I was about to say they were all touting, Martin's been around for 75 years or whatever, and I'm like, is this out of 75 years, is this the most boring Martinsville race ever?
Yeah, it was.
That's what I wanted they're touting this and that, and uh
I heard a million different excuses. The main one coming through was the weather. I don't buy that. We've had weather like this before at Martinsville.
no, it's not
I'm
the weather,
sorry.
it's the car and the car settings were in there was a lot it was the car, essentially.
It is. I mean, I hate being a negative Nancy here, but all right, let's right out of the gates. Martinsville TV ratings
Oh, I didn't even get that, so
1.1.
is that bad?
The
Holy
worst ever.
wow, I didn't even know.
1.1 for a Saturday night Martinsville race. Are you effing kidding me? Other words, people tuned in and then they said, "Yeah, we're done with this." I don't know that I have the answer, but NASCAR better be paying attention. When your highest rated race, well, Daytona, but the Coliseum, and it's been going downhill ever since then. Ooh, my stuff froze.
You're good. It's not on my screen. It's not.
Okay.
But I gotta clear some shit. But go ahead.
But I'm just saying, there's a huge problem. They're not drawing new fans. They're not retaining what they had. That's horrible. A 1.1 in the Nielsen ratings? That's like 1980 Sonoma when we weren't into road racing in any way, shape, or form. But you know what? It is what it is. And we're gonna keep plugging. Congratulations to William Byron, the first more than one winner of the year.
Yeah, I was gonna
He's
say yeah too, and it was just a dominated fashion by Hendrick, and I think it's whoever was in front that was it. They really couldn't do much.
I agree.
Chase,
But
I think I have a thing here.
And again, I'm not advocating everybody wrecking or anything like that, but I think there was 4 cautions, including the stage breaks.
I think there was one caution for a crash, and I don't know if Denny Hamlin, his problem. I don't think he was on pit road, so I don't think it caused a caution. And I wrote in my notes, I said, my honest opinion of Martinsville, very boring and lackluster of a race, just like Richmond. It's not because of lack of crashes, crazy wrecks or crashes. It was the actual lack of racing itself, just riding around, not being able to pass, really. That's what I put.
These last 2 races remind me of the wing era. When they had that raised wing. And folks like Tony Stewart said, "I'm just going to sit here and drive. I'm not going to get anything crazy." I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I think this is a product of actually getting away from being stock car. I think it's a product of everybody's got the same.
It's the product of everybody having the same equipment that NASCAR gives them.
Exactly. In what? The interest of fairness? I want the 3-mile gas line back. I want, if somebody can figure out something to get an edge over somebody else, let the rest of the field figure it out. They have so leveled the playing field, which again, I know so many folks. I'm not knocking it because so many wanted this, but look at the product that we've got because of it.
It's funny because the races that aren't really supposed to be entertaining or crazy are good, and the ones that are supposed to be hectic and crazy aren't.
It's true.
It's just the opposite. True. Besides Daytona, that's always been crazy, and regardless. But the other races, at least there's something going on with the tires. It was interesting. Here, it's just they're just riding around. I watch. You know, normally when you bump and run somebody, it gets them loose and squirrely. They have to catch it. Joey Logano punted William Byron trying to get the lead, and it didn't do nothing. He hit him like 3 times in the corner, and he's like, "Okay, all right, keep going." It didn't upset his car. So like you couldn't do a bump and run where it wouldn't put the I don't know if the car is that durable or it takes that in a short track doesn't upset the car itself, but it just was not good and fun to watch for 3 or 4 hours.
It was painful.
Yeah,
it was painful.
It was not good.
And again, I'm not an advocate of wrecking the field or anything of that nature, but you got to have some controversy. You've got to have some incidents, you know, whatever they may be. People pushing it. I don't know exactly what the answer is other than to go back to stock cars. Because that's not where we're at. Not when you can buy the same fender panel, which that's a good transition for a second here, for a Ford, a Toyota, and a Chevy.
The only difference between these cars are the front bumper. It's the only thing different between these cars. That's sad.
The decals. I mean, you know. But you're right. Why, you know, if I'm either Ford, Toyota, or Chevy, I'm sitting in my high rise looking at this saying, what am I doing here? This is like, not ARCA. What am I thinking of? When they brought all the cars in on a hauler. I can't believe I'm having a brain fart on this. Yes. This is IROC, is exactly what it is. They're all the same.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the power plants, yeah, you've got your little bits of differences there. But NASCAR better get a grip as far as I'm concerned. And they need, once again, the best race of the weekend was the Xfinity race.
Oh, yeah, that's a whole nother topic itself.
Yeah. Why? Because they're all different. They're not the same.
Yep.
I get so irritated as an old school, long time, 40+ year watcher and fan of my sport to see where we're at right now. And NASCAR, that they just keeps breaking their arms on their backs like they've done something good, and they haven't.
No, they didn't do anything. I don't know if it's just because it's the first time this car been there and the settings they did were like they weren't trying to push it. Maybe they'll loosen up, or I don't know what they're going to do next time they go back. Because I know they're going back in the fall. They need to change something drastically. I don't know what that be. I don't know. But that's, you know, they're the one that set the rules, so they better change something to make it more racy.
Well, and, you know, you said it earlier where somebody gets out front, it's hard to pass them, and you could even bang them around a little bit, and it's hard to pass them.
Yeah, Joey tried, and he hit him literally 3 times pretty good. Any other time would have put him up the track, and it didn't do nothing to his car. He just took it, and I don't know. It wasn't that good or entertaining. It was not. I thought about this earlier today when, how the last 2 weeks have been trash or bad, I guess. We could probably make a segment or maybe write it down somewhere to where like rate this. We can rate the races like 1 to 10, and then we can get, down the line, just it's something to track. But this one, honestly, I'd put like a 2 out of 10. It was not a good race at all. It wasn't fun to watch. There was no entertainment. It wasn't like I said, Rex. Well, it wasn't even about Rex. It was racing. They were just riding around a bowl, essentially.
They were. Like I said, it just reminded me of when they put that wing on the back of the cars, and because it so upset the cars, and Ryan, I'll never forget Ryan Newman at the time. Taught again, he's a Purdue educated engineer, and he said from the very time they started putting those on, he's like, "This is bad." And then I think it was at Talladega where he got himself proved correctly.
Yeah.
Flying
around.
They turn around and you're like a helicopter.
Mm-hmm.
But I just, like I said, this is 2 weeks in a row where I really don't have anything to say about the previous race. Other than I'm so disappointed, I'm so angry, and I want to come on here and I want to talk about what a great race we just saw. I want to talk about passing. I want to talk, especially on short tracks. I want to talk about, the bump and run.
A topic. There's literally nothing coming out of it besides what happened in the Xfinity series. And also William Byron.
Todd Gibbs has got all the headlines.
Yeah, well, William Byron came out, shining knight, I guess, being the first 2-time winner for Hendrick. It's not something you'd think, and congrats to him. Chase Elliott had it for the first 2 stages and lost it on pit and couldn't get it back. And then he just kept drifting back. And I think he finished 10th, but it was just Hendrick dominated, dude. That you always probably saw the stat, the first manufacturer owner to get 10,000 laps at Martinsville, and that's big thing to Gordon.
That track is special for them because that's when that company plane went down was right before that, and so they always step their game up for that. I get it.
So a lot of it went to Jimmy Johnson, who's another subject for later, and then Jeff Gordon. They both love that track, and Junior. Don't get me wrong, he's the one there. So, like I said, it wasn't nothing to talk about. There's other topics we could go to if you want.
Let's go, because I'm tired of beating this horse. There's nothing there.
If you want to stick on that, kind of with Martinsville, Chad Knaus calling out NASCAR for the. I
didn't he call it a shitstorm?
Yeah, he called it shit, or he said something shit about because he couldn't control the car, the height of the car or something.
And I don't quite understand that, and I haven't had time to look into exact. But yeah, he was talking about the ride height.
Yeah, it's a shit. I can look up the quote now.
But he did it on national TV, which I thought was freaking awesome.
I don't think he'll be back in the booth. Chad Knaus, he said, here's the quote. Racing went to shit when they got rid of the ride height rules. Chad Knaus blatantly calls out NASCAR while in the booth at Martinsville. That's what he said.
Yeah.
And they promptly went to commercial after that.
Probably hit him with a couple wet noodles or something. I don't know.
What are you going to do to him? He don't care. He's got money.
Exactly.
He's the president of competition at Hendrick Motorsports. What are you gonna do, that guy? You're not gonna touch that man.
No. But it was interesting hearing that because he's the king of cheat.
Well, I think
he knows the areas to play with. I think it was at Texas back in the day when Jimmy won one of those races, and he came on the radio immediately after the checkered flag and told him, in your burnout, make sure you crack that rear end.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want him to find whatever they had done.
Mm-hmm.
But Uh, man, I'm tired of lamenting how bad this race
Oh, I just
was.
wanted to go a topic because that was a topic that he called them out. Another one I kind of want to do because it kind of pertains to the race. I said, should Toyota be worried?
They've got issues.
I said Kurt Busch was the only really consistent Toyota driving right now. Don't get me wrong. I looked at it. Kyle Busch finished 7th. Kurt Busch finished 6th. But the whole Toyota camp has been trash, except for when Denny Hamlin won last week, and then was it Kyle Busch a couple weeks ago? Was it Atlanta where he lost to Alex Bowman or something? He that's when he called them out because he always gets lucky and shit. But I that's another thing. Should Toyota be worried because they are not performing right now?
No, they're not.
I can bring up the
and the only reason Denny Hamlin won that race last week, it wasn't on performance.
No, it was
on
strategy. Tire strategy won him that.
Yep, it wasn't. A Toyota was the best in the field because it was not.
Right now, the worst Toyota. Can you take a guess?
Bubba.
Bubba. Guess who's just above him by 3 points? Denny. Then Christopher Bell in 19th, Kurt Busch in 16th, Kyle Busch in 10th, and then Martin Truex actually 7th in the points. But it doesn't seem like they're performing like they should. Like, it just seems they're mid-tier right now. They're just mid-tier.
Mid-tier? They're caboose. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I don't know what's going on there, but you are correct. Toyota's got a problem. And it's amazing because just a short 2 or 3 years ago they were killing it.
Yeah.
So I guess let's just tie up Martinsville. Allmendinger, obviously, he had his Kurt Busch issues this week. Failed inspection, 3 times, 4 times?
Oh, I knew there was fails. I didn't look at who.
Well, everybody that did a failing thing, and I won't go through the names because it's irrelevant.
It's just nonstop.
But they all got through in the second time or after the second time. He failed like 3 times, 4 times, which put him to the end of the field. He had to do the drive-through at as soon as a green flag. But for him, I guess this is a good thing. He's done racing with Colleague Racing now. He did that first stint, and I can't remember who's up next.
Well, I think it's set races. It's not just he does a first batch, but I don't know.
I think if I saw, and again, I don't remember, but
I can bring it up.
The gist of the story I got is that this ends his relationship with Colleague Racing, and then they've got 2 or 3
He's still
others
Colleague. He's just not driving that car.
Right.
It's the Cup car. He might do the Indy road growers, but right now, Noah Gragson, the number 9 car from Junior Motorsports, is racing the dirt race this weekend in the 16th for Colleague. I'd have to. I'm sure he'll be in other races, Allmendinger, but they're going to give other people rides, kind of like how the truck is right now with Hendrick and Spire Motorsports.
Yeah, Chase is in it.
Yeah,
this week with at Bristol.
Before we continued on to that, obviously the most entertaining part was Xfinity this weekend. For one, it was good racing. It was a lot of crashes. There's crashes, and the fight, Ty Gibbs, and I say he's a little pussy.
Take your helmet off.
You walk up to him with your helmet on, and he takes his helmet off, and then he gets in your face, and you start swinging. I mean, I'd punch you in the nuts right there. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
You're gonna swing at me. I'm gonna go with your helmet on. That's all right. You're gonna play dirty. I'll play dirty. Ty Gibbs, I don't know why he got so upset for no reason. At Sam,
I think that was excessive.
it was entertaining, but it was not necessary.
On.
It was not necessary.
No.
He's mad he lost the race to his teammate, and he couldn't go after his teammate, so he took out the guy who made him 3 wide and go lose, lost more.
And he wasn't trying for the win as well.
Yeah, so, but for that, Ty Gibbs and Sam Mayer had no penalty for the fight. Ty Gibbs got fined $15,000 for contact with his vehicle on another vehicle on pit road following the race.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know this, but I'm assuming that NASCAR kind of looked at all that, and because of the state of the racing right now, they probably so bad that was probably the highest rated 2 or 3 minutes that they've had basically all year long. And I promise you, Joe Gibbs, whatever NASCAR did was going to do. Yeah. Joe Gibbs did a lot worse. I'm sure he sat his grandson down. I'm sure they had a very good heart-to-heart talk. And there may or may not been a few threats in there as to your future with driving. Because, I mean, let's face it, we all know that Hamlin is probably not long for the Cup Series.
Or even Martin Truex. He's on the same thing right now.
Yeah, so there's going to be a ride open up at Joe Gibbs Racing. And Ty Gibbs is clearly the number one candidate to get it. And I don't think that Joe Gibbs wants to deal with another Kyle Busch.
Well, it's I don't think he minds. It's just the sponsorships that goes along with it.
Yeah.
Because it's sponsorship driven, and if you do stuff like that, they kind of back out. But don't get me wrong, it was entertaining, but if you're going to fight, take off your helmet too so you can get popped in the face a couple times. Don't go to his car and expect nothing's going to happen.
Jeff Gordon's my most favorite all-time driver, but I watched him do the same thing. So,
yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. Gordon got more balls as he grew. He wasn't like that early on. He definitely got more ballsy later on in life. In racing, I should say.
As he became more of a
figure,
a mainstay. But anyway, I hate it, but I'm done with Martinsville. I mean, that's just, there's nothing more to say. I mean, we've said it all. That was horrible.
So, if you want to go
ahead and hit some news, and I don't have, like I said, there was so much not happening. I didn't have a whole lot wrote down, so it sounds like you do.
I don't have anything really. All I have is it's not NASCAR, but it is NASCAR. Jimmy Johnson in his IndyCar crash hurt his hand. He fractured it and he had surgery and he's ready to go next week apparently. That's not really NASCAR news, but it's Jimmy Johnson. So, other than that, there's
all
really
right,
nothing.
Let's go to this. The Keselowski penalty with RF, whatever they are now, racing was upheld, and they didn't dispute it. The boy's gonna have a hard time unless he wins a race and then wins like every 3 races going through the playoffs, because they took 100 driver points, 100 owner points, took 10 playoff points. And Keselowski says they're not even going to fight it. They're just done with it and they're going to move on. And
that's what they need to. You're going to waste time, resources, and money and just be done.
It had something to do with the rear fender panel that they adjusted. And I'm still not sure of all that, but I'm just glad that he decided not to try and jack it all up. I just, uh, again, we covered the Martinsville ratings. Kyle Larson is the favorite to win the Bristol Dirt Race.
Well, it's funny they say that because because he has that huge dirt background, but last year Kyle Larson crashed and finished 29th.
Yeah.
So, in Kyle Larson, if you watch the NASCAR video, he goes that dirt racing where I grew up doesn't translate to this. This is completely different. So, yeah, you're drifting a little bit. But he says it really doesn't translate. Yeah, he could be the favorite just because his background. But how many people have background now in that? Like, there's so many that's come up through that. Joey, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I got into a discussion with a guy on one of the NASCAR pages because I guess we're moving into the Bristol part of this right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I'm not a fan. I don't care. It sucks. It's not what these cars were meant to do. And the dude came back and he's like, "Man, you don't understand history." I said, "Yeah, I do. We started Daytona on the beach." I said, "Do you understand that the last time we raced quote unquote stock cars on a dirt track was in 1970?" "Oh no, we've done it since then." I said, "Really? Where?"
Mm-hmm.
Eldora. Those are the trucks.
And those aren't stock cars. Those aren't stock trucks.
Those aren't stock cars. So I don't care. I mean, this weekend be so interesting that it knocks my socks off because I'm not a fan. This is not what Bristol was meant to be. This is not what these cars were meant to do. And these cars are not stock. I mean, you think it. All right, I got to stop because I'm so.
There's some things going. I know they tested more on the dirt since it's there. Stuart Friesen, I think the guy was, and they tested a bunch of different settings and tires and whatever, and they don't know. Last I knew, they don't know if they're going to put a windshield in the trucks or the cars or not. Because last I
had saw is they're taking the windshields out.
Yeah, because last time it was just dirt and they couldn't see, and there's a lot of crashes because of that. So I don't know how that's gonna go because some a crash happens and some
Well, that's what I was thinking is what if somebody hits the wall, parts fall off and go sailing through the driver compartment.
Yes, and it's not like they're going 50 miles an hour; they're still going 100 miles an hour. So I don't know. I just know they were testing or talking about it. I don't know. Like I said, everything's different with this new car. I don't know what to expect just because I thought the last two races were going to be good. So,
well, I'm going to make a prediction and I hope I'm wrong. I think this is going to be a shit show.
It was a shit show last year because the rain made it delay for so long, and then it was dried, and the guy was racing on it, and it was just, they couldn't see. It was so dusty. That's why they moved it to a night race on Sunday of all stupid times.
I'm sorry. I liken this to the Coliseum. A whole bunch of wasted money. You got to truck all that crap in there. You got to get the heavy equipment in there to manicure it, for lack of a better term. And then on Monday morning, you're going to bring in the bulldozers and pull it all up. And then you're going to be fighting with dirt that's embedded in the track for the rest of the year.
Yeah, they did pretty good cleaning it up for the Bristol fall race. So it didn't look like there was any dirt there, but I know that's going to take a long time to clean.
If they're going to do, and I wish they wouldn't do a dirt race with these guys, but if you're going to do it, go to Eldora. Don't mess up my Bristol. And I mean, Bristol, the only way you were getting a ticket at Bristol is if you were in somebody's will.
Yeah.
And that's not the case. I looked at those stands at Martinsville. You could have walked up, bought your ticket, and walked right in. That never used to be. And now Bristol's the same way. I mean, again, for those of you that are hopefully watching us, Brian's my son. He can probably remember we could not get tickets to Michigan, of all places, before they took out the stands in 3 and 4. We had to get in a lottery, and still that didn't work. The only way we got tickets is I bought them on eBay from a Coors employee, Coors Beer, that were complimentary tickets that he didn't want. The track was giving away because they were a sponsor of some kind. Your mother wrote to the president of the track and threw a hissy fit that we had been in the lottery to try to get tickets for, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years, whatever it was, and sent, again, before the internet, photocopied pictures of the tickets that we bought on eBay through a guy in Colorado that they gave away, and we couldn't buy them. And that's how we got in, because after your mother did that, we used those tickets that year. But from that point forward, we were on the forever list as far as all we had to do was pay for it, and we had tickets.
Mm-hmm.
But Bristol, you couldn't even do that. You literally had to be in somebody's will. And now I promise you, next weekend I could drive the 5 hours, walk up to the gate, and get in. And if you didn't have tickets years in advance, and it wasn't that long ago, you weren't doing that. So,
and we've gone to two night races. Yeah.
2 night races at Bristol. Yes.
Yeah. The first one was, I can't remember.
We got those tickets from Jim.
Mm-hmm. And then I bought the second one.
Yep.
That was a messed up trip regardless, because the truck messed up, but truck and driving to the mountains.
There, we got back.
Yeah. Yep.
But and I hate to be that, because we're trying to attract viewers and all this other. I'm not excited about this weekend at all. Yes, I'm going to watch it. You bet I am.
I just don't know. It's on dirt and it's at night, so it's going to be hopefully slippery, because last time they did dirt, it was sunny out, and them driving on it, it just compacted it, so it turned into fucking, a road, so they could actually drive on it. So I'm hoping it's slippery and sliding, and they can actually bump each other, and then they lose control. I don't know how it's going to go. I guess I was excited for the last 2 races, and I was let down. So when am I not supposed to be for this one, and something good happens? I just don't know. I'm in the middle of it right now. Like I hope, but I'm expecting is 2 different things.
Well, I'm like you, because the last 2 races I've been super pumped up, excited, and no.
It's just like, you say Joey Logano, not Joey, but Kyle Larson obviously is a favorite, but because it's background, but Joey Logano won the dirt race last year, and he has no dirt background experience. So
you got these young kids too. I mean, Ross Chastain and some of these other guys, they've got some dirt background.
A lot of these guys grew up coming up through dirt. So I really don't know what to expect. I don't. I don't know.
I just hope we get a good race.
Yeah.
And again, I don't want people sticking people in the wall, but I want them bumping. I want them banging. I want them mad.
When was the last time you saw a fucking tire mark on a car?
Yeah, exactly.
Before cars couldn't, they could do that and withstand it and keep going. Now I don't think I've seen one, donut on a car.
Well, I'll tell you one thing's for sure. I'm going to have the TV on and Sirius XM on the computer, and I think you know why.
Why?
DW.
Oh. Yeah, everybody wanted to make Hall. That was a huge thing too, and I was like, no. Like, how does this old guy who didn't know cars back then gonna know this time and explain how this car works to something he doesn't know? I don't know why people are excited for that.
I don't either. I didn't like him when he was in there for the 20 plus years. I don't like having to listen to Michael on Friday nights with the trucks. But
I don't know if I'm going to even watch it. It's 7:00 at night on Sunday. I work Monday, so
yeah, DVR. I'm gonna try and watch as much as I can.
Yeah, same. But I just
believe me, while I'm watching, if I do, I'm gonna catch the SXM broadcast because I can't. Oh, I can't handle it. I just can't. The only time I have ever appreciated Darrell Waltrip was when COVID first hit, and he did help out while they were doing those iRacing things. And he was actually pretty good on that. I'm going to give him all the credit in the world. He did a couple of invocations before the race. He did do a little bit of color play during the race. But as far as I can't handle him. I can't. I just I want to see Tony in that booth full time, and I know he doesn't have the time.
No.
But him and Clint, yeah, your mom just says boogity boogity boogity.
No.
He says no.
Give me Tony Stewart, give me Jeff Gordon, Canals, and Matt Kenseth on a rotation. Give Carl Edwards in there too.
Oh, Carl Edwards, I think if Tony's not going to do it full time, Carl Edwards would be awesome.
Give him about a 5 race rotation until Fox is done with theirs, and then NBC. I don't know.
That's going to be Kyle Petty, Jeff Burton,
Dale Jr. I don't think it's Kyle Petty. Is it Petty?
I thought he was on there.
I think he does like the pre-race stuff, but I don't think he's actually in the booth.
Okay.
I know Jeff Burton and Jr. are.
So, let's hope for a good race. That's all I can say about that is it's sad. We're sitting here talking about the sport that we love. We're not happy with what we just saw, and we're not at all excited about what we may see this weekend. I don't know. How do they think they're going to attract? You know, I said it clear back at the Coliseum where, oh yeah, they wanted to tout all the ratings and the attendance, and then we saw the numbers come out, and I don't know, some 70% or whatever it was. And don't quote me on that. Had never been to a race before. Well, my question immediately was, how many of those, whatever that percentage was, that was first-time race attenders, bought tickets for Fontana, Las Vegas, Phoenix? As we saw, not too many. And they've got to get this turned around, and I think the answer is these aren't Indy cars. Get rid of the center lug. Go back to the 5. Go back to the 15-inch versus the 18-inch wheel. Get that belly pan the hell off of that car and the diffuser.
That's redesigning the whole underbelly of the car of how that works. So I don't think they're going to do. They put too much time and money into that. That thing's not going away. I don't know how they're going to fix it.
I think that has, in my opinion, a lot to do with
the
boringness of the race.
That's how the downforce is help produce now, is through the underbelly of how that air moves through the car. So them taking that out, it's all back on just the wing now and the nose. So they don't want to.
You mean we have to make the drivers drive again?
Yeah, this is.
I'm just saying.
I don't know what they're gonna do. I haven't heard anything. Obviously, they're keeping shut. I just don't know what changes that they're not gonna do any changes to the car drastic this year. It might be off season for next year, but it won't happen this year. They're gonna just deal with it.
Okay. You know what? I actually agree with you. They're gonna stand in their cement grave here
Yeah.
because they've done what they've done. But when you have a Martinsville rating like what we just saw, how many of those is it gonna? I will be so interested to see what Bristol is. Uh,
Yeah.
you might get a little bit of a bump just because it's on dirt, but it's on Easter Sunday at 7 o'clock at night.
Yeah. I don't know why. Just do
It's
it on
like
do it Saturday night. I don't understand why they're doing it Sunday. That I just don't get it. I really don't understand that logic, but whatever.
all right. Let's move this on.
There's
I'm done. I don't want to complain anymore, but man, I'm just so irritated. What else you got? Because I have nothing.
All I have right now is NASCAR drivers in the truck racing: Joey Logano, Harrison Burton, Austin Dillon, and Chase Elliott.
Yeah, Chase is in the 7 car. I did see that.
Yeah, those was a 4 Cup. At least that's been announced that are driving in the dirt truck. So, that there's really no news. But like I said, that's notable Cup drivers in the truck. I don't know anything about Xfinity. I know Junior was in Martinsville, and that was interesting with the last lap crash and how he got through it. But there's nothing with that. And Haley, there's another one. Haley did get over their damn mouth this week too.
All right.
She went on a spat on Twitter saying these NASCAR races, Cup races, need to shorten them by at least 50%. She goes,
why?
People don't have much time to dedicate watching 4 or 5 hour races. That's her reasoning. When they're that boring, I understand when they're that boring. Yes, 4 or 5 hour races, horrible to watch. But when they're entertaining the whole time, you don't know it's over. You don't know what's going. It's quick. It's entertaining. And some guy tweeted back and said, NASCAR only has 36 races a year, and NBA has 80. And difference, there's more basketball if you watch every game of basketball compared to NASCAR races. So, and football, same thing with football. So it was just her opening her mouth. She's saying NASCAR races should not be endurance races. They should be pretty much put in half like Xfinity is or ARCA is.
I don't know.
No, NASCAR is an endurance, and it's you're there too for the long haul of, getting your equipment through the race. And there's a lot more to it than just going there racing and then be done, quick.
Yeah, you don't spend all that time and money and no, I absolutely agree that. I think she's just looking for attention because she didn't like the attention she got with having to the issues she had earlier.
Yeah.
Beat your. One thing did.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say one thing caught my eye is Clint Boyer is inducted into the Talladega Walk of Fame.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool. It goes back to our discussion last week about the Hall of Fame. There's a lot of those guys that just should have been into that right there. But I thought that was pretty cool.
Nothing. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I just saw something else that I hadn't seen earlier. Kevin Harvick has no plans to quit racing early.
I think he's gonna do the Earnhardt thing. Try to race with his kid a few years.
Have you seen Kyle Busch with his kid and what they're doing out there?
Oh,
that's pretty cool. They're all over the place and doing well.
Yep. And he's got another one on the way. I don't know if it's a girl or it happened. I know she's pregnant again or was pregnant.
I have not heard that, so I don't know.
I think she is, or I don't know. I just know they had a hard time having the kid they had. They had to do all kinds of testing
Well, I
and
know
stuff like that. So
Braxton, I believe,
is his name. Yeah.
son.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then there was a feel-good story, and I can't find it right now. I've been looking. They went to some track in North Carolina this week, and there was some kid there that I guess is supposedly a good racer. And something happened with his equipment, and Kyle and Braxton either manufactured, gave, or found some wheels for this kid to race. And again, I cannot find it right now because I've been looking. If you can tell,
It's weird how certain NASCAR dads, I would say NASCAR driver dads, cup dads, whatever, how they bring up their kids in the racing scene. Like right now, Kyle Busch has his kid in the spotlight. Okay. You know, Kyle Larson and Clint Boyer both have kids also, boys. They're not in the spotlight, but you know they're probably racing. Same thing with Gordon. Same with Jeff Gordon's Leo. You know that guy is going to, you know he's going. So it's just funny how and you know, same thing with Kevin Harvick. Kevin Harvick's kid's good too. Keelan, I think is his name.
Keelan, yeah.
And he's kind of,
and he's got his dad's attitude.
Yeah. So it's interesting how the each different is, and I think Harvick, what he's doing is I don't even know how old Keelan Harvick is, but
he's got to be around 10 or 12 by now.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Maybe a little older.
I'm trying to figure out real quick. He's 9.
9?
So
okay.
Does Harvick had 10 more years in him to race?
How old is Harvick now?
46.
No. That's a hard no.
I was gonna say that's one of those.
I give him until maybe 50 max. I give him another 3, maybe 4 years. I mean,
I'm just wondering, you know, is he trying to, you know, do a Dale Earnhardt and race with him for a year or two, then retire, or is he? I don't know. If he's not getting ready to stop, like, what's he gonna do? Like, you'd figure he's gonna keep racing, the race with them for a year or two, and then hand the reins over. But I don't know what his plans are if he doesn't plan to quit.
I have no idea. I got a feeling that's what Kyle Busch wants to do. Just by the way he's so public about his son's, accomplishments.
Well, Kyle Busch
is. Follow him on Facebook or Twitter. He's every week they're somewhere doing
and
something.
Kurt Busch is helping with that too. I think I'm pretty sure
he is a little bit.
And then Kyle Busch is 36, and then. So even with Braxton, I know he's old enough now he's 6. So even 10, 11 years, that'll put Kyle at 47, 46, 47. So he could race in the Cup with him, but he's got a while.
He's only got to be 16 to race in NASCAR low.
Yeah, but not Cup.
I'm sorry, 18.
Yeah, 18's Cup, but you could be 16 in the trucks.
That's the Kyle Busch rule. They let him in at 16, and they changed it after they let him in.
Yeah, I think 16. It might be 15 or 16 in ARCA and truck, and then a little bit because right now Ty Gibbs is 18, right?
I believe so.
So he raced last year, so he was 17 at least in Xfinity. No, Ty Gibbs 18, or 19, so he might have been 8. So it might be 18 years for Xfinity also.
Yeah. So, all right. Let's see here.
I don't know. I kicked your ass in the league by 14 points.
You did. You had a good week. What, you have a 230 something?
224.
224?
The
I had a good week,
reason why I won, I hit every pick, the head-on-head pick. I hit everyone right.
I didn't.
Like I said, because I had Keselowski who finished 17th, Harvick 14th, and like I said, my guys didn't finish well, but it's just what saved me was the head-on-head picks.
You picked Blaney as a winner, and I picked Hamlin, and I failed miserably.
Blaney finished. Hold on, I have this somewhere. Maybe. Did I get rid of it? I mean, no. Let me find it real quick. Schedule. I think he finished 3rd or 4th. He was up there.
He was in the top 10. I know that.
Load NASCAR. Okay.
Blaney finished 4th.
Why is it not telling me where the results, you stupid?
Hamlin, I picked Hamlin. He finished 28th.
Yeah, Blaney finished 4th. Yeah. And Hamlin's car problems again.
We both picked Keselowski as
he finished he finished 17th. And he was racing in the top 10 for a while. So he actually got some playoff points for stage points or whatever. No, that's I guess I lied. He finished 13th stage 1 and 20th in stage 2. So I can't say that. And he finished 17th. But no, like I said, I took a screenshot. We were both tied at 231 for a while there.
Did you?
Yeah, I took a screenshot. I deleted it, but we were both tied. And then obviously,
no, you ended up winning that, but I'm still in the lead, so we'll take that. Not by much.
14 points. Okay. This week I might. I don't know what I'm going to pick this week for drivers.
I honestly don't either. I want to see.
One thing I do want to say is I want to say congrats or surprised from Austin Dillon's performance. Finished 3rd at Martinsville, so congrats to him and to keep it up. I don't know.
That was good.
I don't know what to it's. He was upset he didn't win. I'm like, just be happy you're in the top 5. Like, with your performance of driving, especially with your teammate doing nothing but better than you, so you're finishing 3rd, you be happy with it. But no, I don't know what I'm gonna do this week. I just might take a stab at the dark with people I don't normally pick, just because of the racing.
Honestly, that's what I did this week. A little bit, not as much as what you did, but. Anyway, let's see here. I'm trying to filter out. Well, don't even. It's the only reason I'm looking is because, excuse me, I want to see who we could pick for the dark horse. Because the rest of it is. What? Cup Series, team chart, schedule, results, playoffs, charters. Next, how about you give me standings? Let's go to Jayski's on that. How about that? Contingencies, driver points. All right. So we said dark horses below 25. All right, so let me put that in the books. And because I have all kinds of room to write. Who are you taking for the winner?
I don't. I really don't know. I'm gonna do some random. I'll say Eric Almirola. I just for the hell of it.
He's not racing.
He's not.
We just got done discussing that. He's done. Unless
Eric
he gets another ride.
Eric Almirola.
Oh. I'm
AJ
sorry.
Allmendinger. That's Allmendinger.
Allmendinger. Yeah.
Calm down. What? Yeah, he's done after this year.
All right. I'm taking Christopher Bell.
I was gonna say him, but I don't know. I was gonna say, well, no. I really don't know what to expect from this race, just because it's just so left field with literally everything. The track's even different from last year with the grading, and now it's gonna be at night, and it's gonna be on the new car, and it's just I really have no idea. I'm gonna take Ty Dillon too, by the way, for dark horse.
Okay. I'm taking Michael McDowell.
Not much to choose from.
No. Unless you want to go with Brad Keselowski.
Yeah. Maybe at Talladega
He's
next week.
Qualified as a dark horse.
Maybe at Talladega next week. I'll see what he.
Oh, I don't know. He better. If he has another performance like he did at
Daytona. Hey, I'm just saying the Fords were super, super good at Daytona Super Speedway, so it's going to be a Ford heavy pick week at Talladega for me, and like I said, he might be one of them.
I don't disagree with you on that. I hope I get really surprised this weekend and it's a good race. But I'm not counting on it. And right now, to be honest with you, I'm just looking forward to Talladega, because if they can screw up Talladega like they have the last two races, then I don't know. Man.
Yeah, no, it's just I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it. If it's good, I'll stay up. But if it's just running around,
well, I'm definitely gonna watch the start, but the DVR is gonna be on. So, I'm like you. If something happens, I'll go back and watch it. But like Martinsville, I tried staying up for most of that. I got into stage 2 and I couldn't stay up anymore.
I watched the beginning and I seen how slow it was, and I went and played video games, and then I watched the last 100 laps. I didn't even
do that. I watched, or next day, after I got home from work, I looked around and I was like, well, there's no reason to waste my time with that.
Yeah, no, I literally watched the beginning, maybe the first stage, and then I went and played video games and came back. It was like 80 to 100 laps left, and that was it. It was boring.
So, all right, man. I think we've talked ourselves out here. There's just not anything more we can do. They got to give us something to work with, because there's just, I'm sorry, other than sitting here whining and crying and bitching, there's not, I don't want to be that way.
Well, hopefully there's news coming out of this. I would hope so, with the way the track is. So it's gonna be, maybe there's talks about what the track, and maybe I don't know. I really don't know what to expect. So it could be fulfilled, or it could be nothing. We'll see.
I agree. Believe me, I'm going to be keeping an eye on the stands, because
last year's dirt race stands were emptied, but that was because it got canceled till Tuesday because of the rain. So a lot of people couldn't go. So, but I expect at least 50%, 60% or more. I don't think it'd be less than that.
Well, the weather, again, I'm
If it's sprinkling, let them race. That's what dirt,
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good question. I don't even know what Bristol, Tennessee's weather is like. I know it's
Sunday. It's supposed to be good. I mean, there's rain coming in Sunday.
for them. If it's rain, not lightning, I would assume they'd race unless it got completely flooded.
Well, I hope that they do not take the windshields out. That's asking for somebody to get hurt.
I don't know how well. Even then, the driver needs to tear off on his mask. Like I don't know what they're gonna do. Is it gonna be like a mesh? Is it gonna be like the side window seatbelt where they can't really? I don't know what they're gonna do. Yeah, it does say rain, huh?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but it says rain for. Gosh.
We got a storm coming through starting tomorrow night. And again, remember, I'm regional, so what we get's about 8 hours behind what they get. So this could be another cluster.
I'm trying to find. The thing is, though, they got rain Sunday and Monday.
Could be another Tuesday race.
Chance of rain 40%. I don't know.
And they're going to do it at night when the chances increase even more.
Yeah. Well, dirt race is supposed to be at night anyways because the track doesn't dry. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm not too thrilled, but maybe I'll be disappointed that way. Happily disappointed in the wrong way.
All right, kid. I'm done. Hopefully we have a lot more to talk about next week and exciting stuff. And I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm going to try and leave on a high note here. I love my sport. I'm tired of what they've done to it, but dang it, I keep hoping that somebody will get in charge that'll fix this stuff. And unfortunately, fixing it means going back, not forward.
Yeah. All right. Leave it at that.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching us. I know we were kind of pessimistic tonight, but we're trying. We're trying hard, and we just can't find it. So until next time, we'll see you then.